Miss Tillie.
I'm excited for today's episode.
I'm excited too. We got a lot of
Yes.
juicy storytelling
hmm
for y'all. Welcome back to
Yes, welcome back. I hope you liked the last
the
episode.
ASMR. Get a little spreading the Lord's word. Now, I'm going to
Mhm.
go ahead and put a warning on this one. We're not talking about the Lord today.
We are
We're
not.
talking about my dead ex-husband, Jesse,
hmm
father of Ezekiel, that
hmm
I had nothing to do with his death. So I just wanted to tell the story because I've had so many people writing me on the
And the
Facebooks,
Instagrams.
not the Snapchats because we
No.
know I do not mess with that
Now, Isla,
anymore.
you are getting on my last nerve with that. It's snappy chats.
Snappy chats. Well,
Yes.
I just think Snapchats sounds better.
Well, that's not the name of the app, so you need to get your stuff together.
Anyway, there's an app where you just like write posts and you
Yes,
post them.
that's what we were reading in the last episode, the Read It's.
Oh, not that one too, but I'm talking
Oh,
about one. I won't go near it because it's called X.
oh,
And I think that is
mm-mm,
just implying that it's something dirty.
mm-hmm.
But Ezekiel's told me that all you do is write things and
No,
post
I don't
them.
believe that. Well, now you caught him on the Snappy Chats, and now he's on X.
Honey, we're doing all we can. Me and
Mhm.
Gideon are doing our
I think you need to
best.
take away his phone privileges.
I think you need to not try to parent
Okay, I'm
my
sorry.
child.
We do not need to talk about your family right now. We need to
When
talk about your dead family.
when you have a child of your own, I won't tell you how to raise it, and you can do whatever you
Okay, my
want.
bad. My
My
bad.
Ezekiel would never. That's all.
Okay. He would never, but he is.
Anyway, so just to give a little backstory,
Mm-hmm.
Jesse was my second husband. I met him when I was 19 years old, and that's when we got married. My first marriage was from 18 to 18. We don't talk about that. Anyway.
That's in her dark past before she found the Lord.
And the Lord found me. Amen. Praise be.
hmm
Anyway, Jesse was my second husband. We were together for, well, I don't want to get into the specifics about when we started having babies and all that, but
Trying to have babies. You know, they only have one, but
and one is all that I need.
well, I'm sure Gideon isn't too satisfied about that. But you keep
You
going.
don't talk
You
about
keep
if my
going.
husband is satisfied or not,
I'm so
because he
sorry.
is, and he is.
So sorry.
All right. Put your nose back into your own business for a minute.
Okay, I'm so
Get your
sorry.
head out of the dirt. Anyway, so me, God bless you.
That's the Lord, the godly thing to do.
He was working through me. What can I say? I'm not really proud of this, but Jesse and I were separated by the time Ezekiel was born, and
Mm.
he died when Ezekiel was 1 years old. Okay?
Mm.
Just so you all know. So the story is, I'm not proud of it, but I'm just, other women out there might be going through this and they need to
hmm
understand that the Lord is going to help them through. And like there's nothing we can't achieve when He is on our side.
Yes, and everything happens for a reason.
Mhm.
It's the Lord telling you that they're not the right person for you.
Because you know what? Imagine I stayed with Jesse and he ended up dying anyway, then I'd be a widow.
Oh, that is the worst thing ever.
That would just be sad. I don't know if I could ever love again if the one that I loved in the moment died. Like if
hmm
Gideon ever died, oh, it's over for me. It's just going to be me and Ezekiel against the world. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. So basically, we used to go to dinner every single night.
hmm
Almost.
hmm
We did have some family time with my husband and whatever you had going on in your life at
I
the
have been
time.
engaged for a very long
You
time.
were
We're
not
so okay.
you were not engaged when me and
Towards the
Jesse were
end.
together.
Towards the
Towards
end.
the end, maybe.
And we'll get into this on another episode, but we are getting really close to finishing our wedding planning.
Okay, we'll have to dive into that next time, Miss Tilly. Anyway, so we would go to dinner a lot, and I started confiding in you about how there were some weird charges on our credit cards, if you know what I mean, like jewelry, uh I don't even want to go into the details of some of the things I saw because it didn't fit into our godly marriage.
Yes.
So I knew it wasn't for me. I didn't really know what was going on. I didn't want to believe it was like
Hmm.
infidelity.
Maybe his credit card got stolen, you know?
And I don't even know if you know this, but that is what he told me. And I believed him because why wouldn't I believe my husband? We were
Exactly.
hacked or whatever they
Hmm.
say.
Hmm.
And somebody was buying those things on his credit card, or so he said. It turned out he, in fact, did have a mistress.
Hmm.
I found out and I just behaved like a lady about it. I didn't do anything crazy. There was no fire involved. There was no fights or no yelling. I walked away peacefully and I had my baby. And the mistress did move into the house that me and Jesse had bought together.
Hmm.
But I felt it was best for me to leave that house. It had too many
Yes.
memories in it. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
of course.
So the mistress moved into the house, and
Hmm.
Jesse, he was not very involved with Ezekiel, if I'm being honest with you, that whole entire first year of his life. Sorry, excuse me.
Well, now I do have a question.
Okay,
Have you gotten Ezekiel baptized? Was he baptized as a baby?
absolutely. You were
Okay.
there. What are you
Oh,
talking about?
sorry, my memory's a little messed
It's
up.
that medication, isn't it?
I'm not on any
Anyway,
medication,
so
but
you
that's neither
say,
here nor
so you
there.
say. Whew. It was like pulling teeth trying to get Jesse to pitch in to
Mm-hmm.
be a father to Ezekiel. Really, it was
Mm-hmm.
just him and that young little mistress. Now, I was young compared to Jesse.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm saying the mistress is young, you can
Yeah.
only imagine I think you've seen her before. You
Mm-hmm.
understand. She had the nerve to show up at our church one time
Uh-uh.
after her and Jesse had already gotten together. Anyway,
Well, I hope you didn't kick her out because anyone deserves to be in the presence of the Lord.
like I said, I had nothing to do with any of this, and I was a lady throughout it all. There were no
Hmm.
words said, there were no slaps thrown, no foot stomping. There was nothing.
Okay, I believe that.
Rest assured, nothing. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Allegedly, this mistress kind of signed a life insurance policy with Jesse
Hmm.
for a really big sum of money.
So you could tell that she was not in it for the right godly reasons.
Of course, a woman like that doesn't go after, I mean, a woman like that does go after another woman's husband. If you're a
Hmm.
God-fearing woman, you're not going to do that in the first
Hmm.
place. So I heard through the grapevine, not that I was keeping up or anything,
Of course.
that they implemented this life insurance policy. Now they weren't married, but she was signed onto this policy should anything ever happen to Jesse.
And not even his son was signed on to it. His son, oh, don't even get me started.
The only good thing that he gave Ezekiel was his looks. He doesn't
Hmm.
even have his Ezekiel's got Gideon's last name and my last name
Of
because
course.
Gideon adopted him, obviously. That Jesse was not worth nothing being a father. So no, Ezekiel was not on the life insurance policy, no wills, nothing like that. So it was a little suspicious to me when Jesse dropped dead not long after from a heart attack
Hmm.
and the mistress got all the money. I just feel like it's a little suspicious right after you sign a life insurance policy, then you die.
Yeah. But of course, you had nothing to do
It
with
had
it.
nothing to do with it. Nothing. But the mistress was arrested. She
Hmm.
was because it was concluded that she conspired for Jesse to die to get the money. It was kind of like, what do they call it? Like a fraud,
Yeah.
conspiracy to murder. I don't know the charges. I'm not on that
S-
side of the world, if you know what I'm saying.
So where did the money go?
I guess it went back to the bank, or I don't know how that works. The government took it.
Hmm.
There was no one else on his will.
And how did you get your house? Is that Gideon's house?
Honey, me and Gideon worked hard to build a life together.
Okay.
And I hate that you always question that. Anyway, Ezekiel does not recognize Jesse as a father. He knows that as like a biological.
Standpoint that is his.
Yes,
Yes.
he doesn't mourn Jesse. I don't mourn Jesse. He, he was a handsome. Oh man, he had the looks, honey. But he was not a good man and he was not very godly, if I'm being honest with myself.
Mm-mm.
But I am who I am. I'm a wonderful woman. I'm a wonderful wife. So I was going to do anything to make it work, but I cannot look past infidelity.
That is the truth right there, because that is a sin.
Absolutely. And at the end of the day, I had absolutely nothing to do with the fact that the mistress just happened to be on a life insurance policy and then Jesse dropped dead. I had nothing to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm glad that justice was served, regardless of if I agree or not about Jesse's passing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad the justice was served and the mistress didn't get the money. I think the house got foreclosed on as well. And, you know, it's not that much of a loss. A tiny little two-bedroom house ain't nothing compared to what I'm in now, if you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
The Lord works in mysterious ways, y'all.
Everything happens for a reason.
And I had nothing to do with it.
She had nothing to do with it.
Nothing to do
So
with it.
don't get it twisted.
This has been the Low
Low
Country
country
Ladies.
ladies. May the Lord bless you.
Praise be to He.